you ready?
Alright guys, special announcement.
Yes. This is going to a school. What's the name of his school?
I don't know. Teacher Saleh, Mr. Nasser.
Seems
But
like a very good teacher.
he's not important in this video.
Nope.
Who is important?
Allison.
The big homie Alison. Alison, this is Vin.
This is Sori.
And we are demanding that you send us a sample of her
give
singing.
us a little recording of your singing. We want to hear what you got.
We heard you're a very amazing, talented, gifted, beautiful young lady, and that you are going to be a singer one day. You're going to change the world with your ridiculously amazing voice. We want to encourage you to keep it moving, girl.
Yes.
Keep it moving.
Send us something so we can hear it.
Yeah, we want to hear it. And then we will get you a signed. No, not signed. Well, yeah. Forget it. We'll create more work for ourselves. Allison, send us that. We'll send you a signed Vin and Sori t-shirt for free. How real is that? Maybe we might be able to ship you a Middle America mug. But much love to you, little sister. Keep up your dreams. Keep doing great things. Listen to Mr. Nasser because he loves y'all very much. And by the way, shout out to everybody in Mr. Nasser's school. All right, for everybody else, back to your regular scheduled program, y'all. Vin out.
Sori out.
Actually, we're not out. We're about to start. Look, it's right now.
Are you ready?
I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
It's Booby.
And Vita. No. And Gulpy and Chip.
I run Maiden.
This was a live performance.
For Timely
I
Topical.
always like seeing the live performance.
Well, yeah. The Iron Maiden crowds are the BPST. For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America Vin and Sori. We've been giving that channel a lot of love the last couple days, and it's been pretty cool. So check it out, Middle America Vin and Sori. We've got a brilliant. We've got the most amazing conspiracy theory ever to find out just exactly what is going on with this Jussie Smollett situation.
You know me, I don't think it's a theory. I'm like, no, that's it. It's fact.
It's legitimately what happened.
If you want to see...
I'm very impressed with my ability to see through the BS and get to the real truth.
You should have been a judge.
That's what we're about.
You'd have been a good judge.
Yeah, you'd have been too.
I don't know.
All right. Do you have a channel, miss?
I do. Check out My Sori Life. There's a few videos up on there.
I haven't.
Family. Huh?
I haven't looked at your channel in a second though.
Well, I have to put up the video on the Monopoly game explaining.
Yeah, I need to be on that one. I need to be on that one. We need to have a poll.
We're gonna have one of those things where you only can talk if you're holding the talking stick.
We need to have a poll. All right, okay. Dance of Death, Iron Maiden.
Go.
So all of you, my friends, tonight, wherever you come from, wherever you're going to, welcome to the Dance of Death.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story to tell the bones out of thing that I saw. One night wandering in the Everglades, I'd one drink but no more. I was rambling, enjoying the bright moonlight, gazing up at the stars, not aware of a presence so near to me, watching my every move. Feeling scared, and I fell to my knees as something rushed me from the trees, took me to an unholy place. That is where I fell from grace. And they summoned me over to join in with them to the dance of the dead. Into the circle of fire I followed them. Into the middle I was led. As if time had stopped still, I was numb with fear, but still I wanted to go. And the blaze of the fire did no hurt upon me as I walked onto the coals. And I felt that I was in a trance, and my spirit was lifted from me. And if only someone had the chance to witness what happened to me. And I danced, and I pranced, and I sang with them. All had death in eyes. Lifeless figures, they were undead. They had ascended from hell.
Here we go.
As they danced with the dead, the free spirit was heavy and howling down at me. But my undead body just as the cycle of death. Till the time came to reunite, its both my spirit came back down to me. Didn't know if there was a heaven and the others all joined in with me. Step took the attention away from me. When it took their gaze from me with the moment that I fled. And when my gaze was above the window behind, I did not glance. One thing that I did not do was to look just straight ahead. your mouth compares to everyone a drink and say a prayer for it. This day I guess I'll never know just why they let me go, but I'll never go dancing no more till I dance with the dead.
Freaking Maiden, ladies and freaking
They put on a really
gentlemen.
good show.
Well, these guys, like I said, these guys have to be, like, they must do some training or cross training or cardio or something before they go on.
Yeah.
Because they're up there in age, but they're still jumping around
Yeah.
and rocking, and and I'm amazed that dude, I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Dickinson, is able to jump around like that and all that and still hit his notes.
I know.
And I mean, it's clear. It's like I said yesterday with the dude from, what do you call it? The singer from Aerosmith.
Yep.
Where, like I was saying, you could tell he cannot maintain high notes for a very long period of time, but he picks his spots. Whereas this dude, like, he's just so gifted, he can go at any point in time, whenever. Like, he has to pull back. He has to know to pick his spots,
Right.
the other way.
Right.
Because he can do it the entire time. So, man, I just love this band. What a crazy, crazy, crazy band. And they tell stories. Which, this is a story. We did another song from them, the big 17-minute one when they were on the ship and all that, and the guy killed the bird, and he should have killed the bird and all that.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they, like, tell stories, which is, like, important to me, because, like, Biggie, on the hip-hop side, Biggie was known for being a master storyteller. Like, so he's got some songs where, like, he's got details and all that, like, supply the piece with jeeps, a brick a piece, capiche, everybody getting cream, no one considered a leech. Think about it now, it's damn near 1.5, I kill them all, I'll be set for life. Frank, pay attention, these motherfuckers is henchmen. Renegades, if you die, they still getting paid, extra probably. Dead or robbery, I'm the boss. Promise you won't rob them, I promise, but of course, I had my fingers crossed. Like, it's like, the whole song is a story. And that is really difficult to do as a lyricist, so... and I don't really see it happening a lot of times in metal.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
Like rap, it's an entire genre. Like Biggie perfected it.
Yeah.
But you had Eminem did a couple songs that were like that Kim song. He did a couple songs where you're telling a story. It's extremely difficult to do in a way that still resonates. So, like, this song didn't really have like a chorus to it. You know what I'm saying? It was just they just.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it was just
Yeah.
a bunch of verses together.
There was no chorus, like literally.
Yeah, so that's hard to do without it being noticed. You see what I'm saying? Because when you write stories in song, you run the risk of just saying a lot of words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not being able to blend it. And I'm assuming it's probably harder to do it on the metal side than on the hip hop side, because
Why?
hip hop, well, because you already have like a prearranged beat, you know what I mean? And so you can just you basically divide everything up into 16 bars.
I see.
So you've got 16 bars for 3 verses and, you know, whatever, and then you can still do a regular chorus. Whereas this one, it's like you've got to create all the music from scratch, and then you've got to find a way to do your transitions and everything without the regular verse, chorus, bridge, and format. So I just think it's probably more challenging, because in metal you have to come up with your own music, whereas with hip hop you never had to do that. You had your DJ or your producer get you a beat and then you just rap over it. You know what I mean? So I think it's much harder to do it this way. Of course, the song that I have is kind of like the song I have is a story, especially verse 2. Verse 2 is like, it's very clear, like, okay, you know. And verse 1 is kind of like the preliminary, like the guy's mindset, and then verse 2 is what he does.
Right.
And that's kind of like, that's the unreleased. I think we'll probably shoot the video like tonight or tomorrow. I want to shoot it like downstairs when it's dark in the basement.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'll probably send it to Alec and see if it's clear. if it clears. Anyway, what'd you think of the song?
I liked it.
This is one of those, you know how you usually say, oh, I was too distracted, I didn't see the lyric?
Yep. What about it?
That happened in this particular situation. Like halfway through, I missed the lyrics because I was so entranced by the live show.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Well, because they're so good
Like,
with
oh, it was a story.
Yeah, they're so good with the crowd.
Yes,
they're so
they are.
interactive. The crowd loves them. The crowd knows exactly what to do. You know, with the clapping and all that, the tempo changes. They kind of had like a, we'll say like a Braveheart Irish type of, like the like that was kind of like Bravehearty, like Ireland type stuff.
Yeah, I just noticed, like, you can just tell that they're very comfortable in this element. Like,
What do you mean?
Just the band themselves, like, they look like this is what they do, and they love what they do. They don't look like they're bored of it, or they don't want to be there, or they just look like they're enjoying themselves doing what it is that they do. And I like the way that they did the stage. I like the coloring that they have in this video, like the different, like a lot of times you'll see like just different lights coming in different directions, but it looks like they, you know what I mean? Like in some parts there's like, I don't know, specific colors in different areas. Like aesthetically, I really liked it. And then the sound of it, like the way that they put the whole thing together, I just thought was great. And I liked that the slow stuff at it was slow at the beginning too, right?
Yeah.
I know it was at the end. And then this guy, like when he introduces at the very beginning, who's this guy, do you know?
That's Bruce Dickinson.
Okay.
Inshallah.
So when he introduced it at the beginning, like, it was very dramatic.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I thought that was great. And this was back when people were using lighters. They don't do that anymore, do they?
Nope, it's just the
It's
phone.
the cell phones now.
You just put up the phone, yeah.
Why? Are you not allowed to do the lighter?
No, you're allowed to do the lighter.
You
It's
just modernize to a phone?
Yeah. There's that picture with Chester, and I don't know if it's a light or it's a. Was it everybody's phone? The one with Chester where he's surrounded by all those people? But
I don't know.
I think it
I
was
like
a
the
phone.
flame.
But yeah. I mean, that happened at the Metallica show that I was in. We were in Giant Stadium, and like that was pretty crazy.
Was it lighters?
Yeah, it was lighters. It was
yeah.
lighters. Yeah, and it was just a crazy situation. Like,
Phones. That looked like it was phones.
yeah, it looks like it was all phones by Chester there.
It makes a
this one
different
right
light.
here. Is that a lighter?
I think that's still phones.
Yeah, those look like phones.
Because you can still see people's phones over.
It looks like they're all
around.
taking pictures or whatever. But yeah, Are we gonna see any of these like epic bands this summer? Slipknot's an epic band, but they're not
Not like this. The drama level isn't.
You know, they might do a lighter thing because of, you know, Paul. They lost one of their guys, so
Yeah.
they might do a song and we might see that. I hope you get to see it because it's a pretty crazy experience.
Yeah, I bet it is.
To be there and then everybody's doing that, it's pretty crazy. So, so I'm pretty sure I figured out what the song was. It's about, like, literally about a dance of death. This guy has this, like, esoteric out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
It says, you know, like, as I walked on the coals, I felt I was in a trance. And then like, basically these demons come up from the underworld.
It seemed like at the end that he didn't like it, though.
Well, yeah, he
That
started
he's like, "I'm not
freaking
doing that
out.
again."
Yeah, he started freaking out, and I guess he went back into his body, and then he's like, I'm not gonna do that anymore. Basically, till I die.
Yeah.
I'll never go dancing no more till I dance with the dead.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm assuming he's saying till I die.
I would think at that point you don't have the option.
Well,
You know?
right.
And then maybe it's not as, you know, in his mind, maybe it's not as scary that way because then you're the scary ones that are visiting the live ones. You know what I mean?
Right, then he'll be the spook.
Right, yeah.
Let me tell you a story to chill the bones about a thing I saw one night wandering in the Everglades. Okay, so that's Florida. We used to talk about the Everglades all the time. My mom and my stepdad used to always talk about, yeah, we'll go to the Everglades to see a bunch of alligators. Mm-hmm.
You never went?
No, we never went. Never.
It was in that movie,
never.
The Gone Fishing. That's
Well,
the only thing I know about the
thing
Everglades.
is, all we kept hearing about were crocodiles and alligators and all that, and we were just not that family. Like, we were not like, oh, yeah, let's go do that. Let's see the wildlife. We were not like a let's go see the wildlife type of family. We were more like, you know, why would we do that? Like, these are apex predators and we're in their habitat. Why would we put ourselves in those situations? Then you'd always hear somebody drowning or somebody falls off the boat and yeah, man, like, no, we're good. We're Gucci. So he would always talk about it, and my mom would always be like, "Yeah, sure."
But she had no intention.
Yeah, she had no intentions of doing it. Neither. I mean, it's Florida. You've got Universal Studios, you got Disney, you got Wet n Wild, you know, Water World. You know, like the Everglades were not big on our list. You know.
Yeah.
But you would want to go there. You'd want to go there because you'd want to experience the aminals and all that.
Well, they're not pinned up. They're just hanging out.
No, it's their habitat. It's not like a. Yeah.
I don't know about me wanting actually to go see that. What I would want to do is like I would want to do a safari, like where you're on a little thing and you're driving through, but the animals aren't pinned up, but it's relatively safe. But like, what, people are just walking through these Everglades? No, I don't like alligators, and they move fast all of a sudden, like spiders. You don't know they're coming, and all of a sudden they're there. I don't think that I would be a fan.
Maybe we can go to Florida, or Pony can tell us. Pony, you ever been to the Everglades? Let us know. I had one drink, but no more. I was rambling, enjoying the bright moonlight, gazing up at the stars, not aware of presence so near to me, watching my every move. You know, I always ask, you remember that time we were doing that, the night terror thing? We asked everybody to talk about their night terrors or whatever, if they've ever had them, or sleep paralysis is what it was. And everybody had like one of those experiences or whatever. But like, have you ever been in a situation where you kind of felt a presence in a room? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a dumb question because I was there. There was one particular situation where like, there was no doubt about it. There was definitely a presence in the room.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, like, it doesn't matter what you believe or don't believe. Like, these are phenomena that happens all the time. The only so there's no question in my mind that most people have experienced it. The only question is, what is it? You know, is it something that's explicable via natural phenomena, or would you come up with a supernatural explanation for it? And then the next question would be, well, what does supernatural even really mean? Because if they exist, then there's some science behind them. It's just we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very kind of murky type of situation. But then he basically has this out-of-body experience. I dance with the dead, my spirit is free, laughing and howling down at me below my undead body. Just dance a circle of the dead. So his spirit's above him, but he's dancing. But like, it's interesting because like, what's animating him? If his spirit is watching everything happen, what's animating his body? What is he dancing with?
No, his. I just thought his body was there and that they were dancing beneath his body. I didn't think that his body was moving. I thought it was this, like the spirit.
Well, he
form of
did.
him.
My spirit was laughing and howling down at me. Below my undead body just danced the circle of the dead.
So his spirit was above, looking down at his body, and the circle of dead was dancing beneath his body.
Well, that's an interesting thing.
My spirit came back down to me. I didn't know if I was alive or dead.
As the others all join in with me. So he's got this crazy...
It's
And then I'm like... By luck, then a skirmish. So his
That's
spirit...
what he said. I only had one drink.
Right. His spirit rejoins his body, and then by luck, then a skirmish started and took the attention away from me. When they took their gaze from me was the moment that I fled. I ran like hell, faster than the wind, but behind me I did not glance. One thing I did not dare was to look just straight ahead. Okay, so he ends up liking it at first, and then he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Or, well, he never really said he liked it, because he says, feeling scared, I fell to my knees, and something rushed me from the trees, took me to an unholy place, and that is where I fell from grace. Then they summoned me over to join in with them to the dance of the dead, into the circle where I followed them, into the middle I was led. As if time had stopped, still I was numb with fear, but still I wanted to go. There it is. And the blades of the fire did no hurt upon me as I walked onto the coals. And I felt I was in a trance and my spirit was lifted from me, and if only someone had the chance to witness what happened to me.
Yikes.
I've been in a couple situations where I'm like, I wish this was recorded.
Yep.
Because otherwise, nobody would know what the hell.
Yep.
Nobody would believe. Like, there's some things that happen where you're like, I'm not even gonna attempt to say what happened because it's so,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's so crazy that,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. So he initially...
I'm only gonna talk to so-and-so about that.
Well, it's interesting because, like, the function of fear here is really interesting. Because he says, I was numb with
went along
fear,
with it.
but he still wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are different... See, this is the thing, is, like, there are different types of fear. Sometimes there's fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's fear as in, like, when you say a thrill ride, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like a roller coaster, like a thrill ride. Like, thrill in that context just means fear. Like, exciting fear.
Yeah.
Like, so there are different species of fear that we recognize, and one of them is the supernatural fear when you run into, a whole category of being that you've never experienced before. It's very fearful, but it's also extremely entrancing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so like in the Bible, on the one hand, you'll see fear God, fear God, fear God, but then on the other hand, the Bible says there's no fear in love, perfect love casts out fear. And then people are like, what is going on here? And it's because it's talking about...
Fear not.
Yeah, and it's fear not, right? It's talking about two types of fear. One type of fear is, recognize that you're in the presence of like a supernatural entity and that thrilling, like entrancing, you're scared to death, but you're going toward it.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of the unknown type of thing is the Bible saying that's positive when you think about God because this is reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the other fear, which is just that black fear and almost horror, like, and then the Bible says, well, God doesn't want to be feared that way.
Right.
And he explicitly says that there's no fear in love, perfect love casts out fear, because fear has to do with torment, and the one who fears is not perfected in love. So if you're fearing God in the sense of, oh my God, he's gonna torment me, then that's not the good fear. But if it's a fear of like, whoa, I'm in some supernatural, we're in some otherworldly moment right now, this is crazy, I'm afraid, but I'm also drawn to it.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. And when we've met people that, some people that they were like interested in looking into stuff about spirits and stuff like that, and then from that point they did get to a point where they described it as being like tormenting, like just what was following them and everything. Like they explained it as torment, and it seemed like the terror in their eyes when they were talking about it was like,
well, yeah, and that like, this is interesting because the initial fear was like, hey, this is supernatural, this is like drawing me in, but then it becomes that torment, and then he's running like hell away from them. So it was just a very, very interesting case study because it makes me feel like all the details of this song, obviously I don't think happened to him. I mean, maybe it did, I don't know. But it makes me feel like he had some sort of brush with the supernatural.
Yeah, it does.
And
like that.
it is trying to smuggle in dealing with that by telling a cool story that, that is embellished and, whatever. But anyway, when you know your time is coming around, you'll be prepared for it. Say your last goodbyes to everyone, have a drink, and say a prayer for it. When you're lying in your sleep, when you're lying in your bed and you wake from your dreams to go dancing with the dead. So what he's saying is, it looks like he's saying it's a scary situation, but hey, at least now I'm ready. Now I know what it's like, so I'll be ready to rock and roll. What do you give the song?
9.
The 9, good, solid, strong 9 for sure. Definitely a fan of Maiden. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.